boys. Happy New Year's, boys. Listen, you guys had a magical season, or at least one of you did. And it's been fun being on the journey. Part of me is a little bit conflicted because as you could watch the game that you guys probably already saw right now, my prediction for this game, by the way, is Mendoza does pull it off 24-14. And I don't watch any college football, so that's based off nothing. Okay, so I'm conflicted because I do recaps for two leagues. In the other league, I nailed it fully. The person who won scores like I was crushing it. Here, as you know, my preseason bet was Vinny Figs. He was in the third place game, and he did score the most out of anyone remaining. So I'm sure Vinny Figs feels how I feel, like we kind of got robbed. And in a way, we did get robbed. But we're here, and we're going to talk about third place game first. Vinny Figs continued an awesome season. It wasn't like he could do better, and he knows that, and that's probably what keeps him up at night. But even this week, like, it's not like his guys went crazy. It was just Bijan. Like, really, his team underperformed this week. It was just Bijan getting him 46 points. The rest of his team, specifically wide receivers, I was not impressed at all. But he didn't need to do that much else. Keenan Allen, AJ Brown, and Khalil Shakir was not the wide receiver group that you dreamt up coming into the playoffs. But you lose Devontae Adams, you lose Rashee Rice, and that just happens. He still finds a way to get third place. Continues to just be a very impressive owner. Deserves to be here in this league and deserves to be at the top of the league. So kudos to Vinny Figs getting third place. Dust in the wind. I was never really. I think it was my prediction to get fourth place once we saw who was in the semis, and that's where it did fall. Brock Purdy did awesome, and it kind of made it look like his team did much better than they did because Josh Jacobs had a very disappointing end to the season at only 0.8. Cortland Sutton 7.5. Taysom Hill 0 points. Blake Corum 1.8. Some questionable starts, but you were in some difficult situations because Ibuka really slowed throughout the end of the season. And obviously Josh Jacobs, like, what are you going to do there? You're going to play Emmanuel Wilson? Like, it's a very difficult situation. So as a manager, like, bringing Brock Purdy in, who wasn't a no-brainer starter throughout the season, bringing Parker Washington, getting 21.4, like, you did well as an owner. It just was not the year to be dominant and win the chip, unfortunately. So with that being said, we're going to go to the finals here. And that was Banditos against Electric. And it was an electric season for Electric, but it did stop here. Drake May was an awesome addition to your team. 43 points, continued to be awesome for you. But the flip side of surprise positives was Saquon Barkley this year, who if he lived up to what you'd expect, he'd be a champion. But he didn't, unfortunately. He only gave you 8.8. Obviously very frustrating. Some of the questionable plays that you had in there, like guys who it makes sense, but also, like, didn't necessarily pay off. Mainly I'm talking about Jacoby Myers. He gets you 5.9. Denver defense, I get it against that KC offense, actually. I shouldn't even say that's questionable. But KC does run a pretty safe offense. Was the only counter to why Denver's defense wasn't as great to me as everybody else said that they were going to be. They do only get 3 points. Obviously, a smash week from them, getting 11 or more, and you would have won it all. On your bench, nobody really performed too well. Pollard had a solid game at 13, but it wasn't like something that would have made the difference, fortunately, for you. In fact, you had to play wide receiver. So the weakness in the wide receiver group is just what it was. Jake Lennon getting banged up and only getting 1.4, obviously very frustrating. Electric just fell short. And you know what? It was a very good team, but I think it does make sense to finish second if you're a Team Electric. It wasn't one of those dominant teams that nailed every pick and has, like, top heavy and depth, I think that's more of the Banditos. Banditos deserved it. CMC, 36 points, was really awesome throughout the season. Amano gets hurt, but still has this pretty solid game, but Amano gets hurt. But thinking about these guys healthy, Amano, JSN, that's the best duo wide receiver in the league. Then you have CMC also. Jalen Hurts, a quarterback who didn't perform well, but didn't really matter this week. A lot of your, like, sure things didn't perform well. Digger only 1 point, Michael Carter 6 points, Jalen Hurts 10 points, Warren 8 points, and you still found a way to pull it out, largely because of smart plays. Largely because I think the defensive start of the Rams against Atlanta was not a no-brainer. They get you 9.5. That difference in defense almost made up for the whole difference of the matchup. If you played a bad defense, you probably would have lost here. And again, you had a team that had Kamara, you had Mason, you had a lot of guys that ended up getting hurt, and you still pulled through. So I think you deserved it. I think you played well throughout the season, and you just had the best player at the end of the day in CMC. So Banditos won it all. You already know coming into this season, a lot of my predictions were great. Banditos, I did not predict to win it all, so I give you credit for getting as far as you did. I don't know. I forget the exact rules with how the toilet bowl stuff works. But I will give a shout out at least to the winner of the toilet bowl. Do we want to give a shout out to the winner of the toilet bowl? The last place game, straight knockout, beat the chairman. So the chairman gets last place. Chairman won one of my early Dunchain teams, although all of them were Dunchain, so I can't really claim that all of them would have been like me being right, Anyway, I did guess that Banditos would win the finals. I do want to say 159 to 122. I was pretty close with Electric score 126. Banditos didn't do as well as I thought, but he still got the win. So What do you want to say? What do you want me to say? I will say I'm proud of Banditos. They were Banditos was my second favorite team. In my head, Banditos was my third favorite team. No, Banditos was my... So Vinny Figs and Banditos, both guys that won were my top teams. I'm sorry. Maybe I could have done better this year in recaps. I actually had a tough year, but now I'm back. So it's unfortunate that like my enthusiasm and happiness is back when the league's done. Maybe I could have done a better job recapping. I probably should have done a better job recapping. But I did kind of nail my predictions though. So if you were running money in Vegas based on what I was saying, you made money off this, and this was a great decision for you guys. If not, I'm sorry that I was, I should do a little bit more silliness and maybe some more singing of Drake. Do you want me to sing some Drake? Name the song. I think I killed everybody in the game last year, man. Fuck it, I was on though. And I thought I found the girl of my dreams at the strip club. Fuck it, I was wrong though. Anyway, name that song. Sending love to Caesar, sending love to the league, sending love to this right here. If I see you guys next year, I promise this will be bigger, okay? I need to make it bigger. And then I'll just end with this. And that's all we got. All right, I love you guys. Happy New Year.